Hey guys, happy Sunday and welcome to our channel. Guys, do you know when Ruth Kadiri opened her mouth to speak, the entire Nollywood community held its breath. This wasn't just another casual conversation between colleagues, this was a moment that would send shockwaves through social media and leave fans questioning everything they thought they knew about Maurice and Sonia Uche's relationship. What happened next was so unexpected, so brutally honest, that it made headlines faster than a trending TikTok dance. Ruth didn't sugarcoat her words or wrap them in diplomatic pleasantries. Instead, she delivered advice so sharp it could cut glass, so direct it left Maurice speechless, and so loaded with meaning that fans are still dissecting every syllable weeks later. The atmosphere was thick with tension as Ruth's voice carried the weight of experience, wisdom, and perhaps a warning that could change everything. Ruth Kadiri's words hit Maurice like a thunderbolt on a clear day, leaving him stunned and the entire room silent. Her advice wasn't delivered with the gentle tone of a concerned friend, it came with the force of someone who had seen too many relationships crumble because of disrespect and carelessness. If you don't respect Sonia, Ruth said with eyes that could pierce through steel, don't expect her to stay. The simplicity of her statement was deceptive because beneath those few words lay decades of industry experience, countless observations of relationships that flourished or failed, and the hard-earned wisdom of someone who had witnessed the rise and fall of many couples in the spotlight. Ruth's delivery was surgical in its precision, cutting straight to the heart of what many fans had been whispering about but were too afraid to say out loud. The way she emphasized the word respect made it clear this wasn't just friendly advice, it was an ultimatum disguised as guidance. The reaction from fans was nothing short of explosive, with social media platforms lighting up like fireworks on New Year's Eve. Comments flooded in from every corner of the internet, with supporters calling Ruth a truth-telling queen, while others questioned whether she had overstepped her boundaries. The statement spread like wildfire, jumping from Instagram to Twitter, from WhatsApp groups to Facebook pages, with each sharing adding more fuel to an already blazing conversation. Fans dissected every word, analyzing Ruth's tone, her facial expressions, and even the timing of when she chose to speak. Some saw it as tough love from an industry veteran who genuinely cared about Maurice's future, while others interpreted it as a public warning shot across the bow of his relationship. The phrase, "if respect is missing, Sonia may not stay," became an instant meme, with fans creating reaction videos, commentary posts, and even remix versions that added their own dramatic flair to Ruth's already powerful message. What makes this entire situation even more intriguing is the deafening silence that has followed from Maurice himself, leaving fans to wonder if he's processing the weight of Ruth's words or simply choosing to ignore them completely. His social media presence, usually vibrant with posts and interactions, has become noticeably quieter since Ruth's advice went public. This silence has created a vacuum that fans have eagerly filled with speculation, theories, and endless debates about what his next move should be. Some supporters are giving him the benefit of the doubt, suggesting he's taking time to reflect and make meaningful changes, while critics argue that his silence is proof he doesn't take the advice seriously. The suspense is killing everyone because Maurice's response, or lack thereof, will determine whether Ruth's words were seeds of wisdom that will grow into positive change or warnings that fell on deaf ears. Every day that passes without a clear response adds another layer to the mystery and keeps fans on the edge of their seats. Meanwhile, Sonia Uche has maintained a composure so graceful it's almost otherworldly, gliding through this storm of controversy with the elegance of a swan navigating turbulent waters. Her ability to remain calm and collected while drama swirls around her has earned her admiration from fans who see her as the epitome of class and dignity. But beneath that serene exterior, many observers believe there's a woman who is carefully watching, listening, and evaluating everything that's happening around her relationship. Her silence isn't empty, it's loaded with unspoken thoughts, unexpressed feelings, and perhaps decisions that are slowly forming in the quiet spaces of her mind. Fans have become detectives, analyzing her posts for hidden meanings, studying her body language in public appearances, and searching for any clue that might reveal what she's really thinking about Ruth's advice and Maurice's response to it. The way she continues to carry herself with such grace makes her seem untouchable, but it also raises questions about how long even the most patient person can endure being at the center of public speculation. Ruth's involvement in this situation has been praised by many as the intervention of a wise elder sister who refuses to watch a younger colleague make preventable mistakes. Her reputation in the industry as someone who speaks truth without fear has made her advice carry extra weight, and fans are treating her words like prophecy from an oracle who has seen the future of failed relationships. The fact that Ruth chose to speak publicly rather than handle this privately has led many to believe that the situation was more serious than anyone realized, requiring immediate and decisive intervention. Her words weren't just about respect in general, they were specifically about how Maurice treats Sonia, how he presents their relationship to the public, and how his actions might be slowly eroding the foundation of what could be a beautiful partnership. Ruth's advice showed she truly cares about Maurice's growth, proving she wants him to succeed not just in love but also as a man of wisdom who understands the value of the woman beside him. The spotlight that now follows Maurice everywhere has become both a blessing and a curse, illuminating every action he takes while simultaneously putting pressure on him to prove he's worthy of Ruth's investment in his future. Fans who once casually followed his career are now invested stakeholders in his personal development, watching for signs that he's taking the advice seriously and making changes that honor both Ruth's wisdom and Sonia's worth. Every public appearance becomes a test, every social media post gets scrutinized for evidence of growth or stubbornness, and every interaction with Sonia is analyzed like a case study in relationship dynamics. The pressure is immense because he's not just trying to maintain a relationship anymore, he's trying to prove to an entire community that he's capable of the kind of respect and maturity that Ruth demanded. This level of public accountability would break some people, but it could also be exactly what Maurice needs to become the man that both Ruth and Sonia deserve. What makes this story even more compelling is how it reflects the broader conversation about respect in relationships, particularly in the entertainment industry where public scrutiny can either strengthen or destroy partnerships. Ruth's advice has resonated with so many people because it touches on universal truths about love, commitment, and the non-negotiable foundations that every healthy relationship requires. Her words have started conversations in living rooms, barbershops, beauty salons, and social media comment sections about what it really means to respect a partner and how that respect should be demonstrated both privately and publicly. The fact that this advice came from someone with Ruth's stature and experience has given it a gravity that casual relationship advice from friends or family might not carry. People are seeing this as a masterclass in how to intervene when you see someone you care about potentially sabotaging their own happiness. The emotional investment that fans have developed in this situation is unprecedented, with many treating Maurice and Sonia's relationship like a real-life soap opera where they have voting rights in the outcome. Social media has become a virtual town hall where everyone has an opinion about what Maurice should do, how Sonia should respond, and whether Ruth's advice will be heeded or ignored. The comment sections have turned into therapy sessions where people share their own relationship experiences, offer advice based on their personal journeys, and debate the merits of public versus private intervention in romantic matters. This level of engagement shows how hungry people are for authentic stories about love, growth, and the kind of wisdom that can only come from those who have walked similar paths and live to tell about it. Sonia's continued silence has become its own form of communication, speaking volumes about her character while leaving room for endless interpretation about her true feelings and intentions. Her ability to maintain dignity while being discussed, analyzed, and speculated about by thousands of people demonstrates a strength that goes far beyond what most people could handle in similar circumstances. But fans are beginning to wonder if this silence is sustainable, if there's a breaking point where even someone as gracious as Sonia might feel compelled to speak her truth and set the record straight. The anticipation around what she might eventually say, if she chooses to say anything at all, has created a suspense that rivals the most dramatic plot twist in Nollywood films. Her silence is heavy with unspoken emotions, and people are watching her every move for signs that the calm exterior might be hiding a storm that's building strength beneath the surface. The timing of Ruth's advice couldn't have been more perfect or more devastating, depending on how you look at it, because it came at a moment when Maurice's relationship was already under intense public scrutiny. Her words didn't create the problems, they simply illuminated issues that may have been festering in the shadows, bringing them into the harsh light of public awareness where they could no longer be ignored or minimized. This timing has led many to believe that Ruth saw something that others missed, recognized warning signs that experience had taught her to identify, and chose to act before the situation reached a point of no return. The fact that she was willing to potentially risk her own comfort and privacy by speaking publicly shows how serious she believed the situation had become and how much she cares about the people involved. Maurice now finds himself at a crossroads where every path forward carries significant consequences, making this one of the most high-stakes personal decisions of his life. If he takes Ruth's advice to heart and makes visible changes in how he treats and respects Sonia, he could emerge from this situation as a stronger, more mature partner who proves that wise counsel can lead to positive transformation. But if he dismisses the advice or fails to demonstrate meaningful change, he risks not only losing Sonia but also disappointing the many people who are rooting for his success and growth. The weight of this decision is enormous because it's not just about his relationship anymore, it's about his character, his ability to receive wisdom, and his commitment to becoming the kind of man who deserves the love and respect of someone like Sonia Uche. The broader Nollywood community has been watching this unfold with the intensity of people witnessing a pivotal moment in entertainment history, recognizing that the outcome could set precedent for how industry veterans mentor younger colleagues and how public relationships are navigated in the age of social media. Ruth's bold decision to speak publicly has opened doors for conversations about accountability, growth, and the responsibility that comes with platform and influence. Other industry veterans are likely taking notes on Ruth's approach, considering whether there are situations in their own circles where similar interventions might be necessary. The ripple effect of this moment could extend far beyond Maurice and Sonia's relationship, potentially changing how the industry handles personal drama and relationship challenges among its members. Every day that passes without resolution adds another layer of complexity to this already intricate situation, with fans becoming more invested and the stakes continuing to rise. The suspense has reached fever pitch because everyone knows that something has to give eventually. Either Maurice will step up and prove himself worthy of Ruth's confidence and Sonia's love, or the relationship will crumble under the weight of unmet expectations and public pressure. The beautiful thing about Ruth's advice is that it created an opportunity for growth and redemption, but the terrifying thing is that opportunities can be wasted just as easily as they can be seized. Time is both friend and enemy in this scenario, giving Maurice some space to make changes while simultaneously creating pressure that could lead to rushed decisions or defensive reactions. As this drama continues to unfold, fans are learning as much about themselves as they are about the people involved, discovering how deeply they care about seeing good people make good choices and how invested they become when they witness someone receiving exactly the kind of guidance they wish they had received in their own relationships. Ruth's advice has become a mirror that reflects not just Maurice's situation but the experiences and hopes of everyone who has ever needed someone to speak truth into their life. The comments, debates, and discussions that have emerged from this situation show how hungry people are for authentic examples of growth, wisdom, and the kind of love that's built on genuine respect and mutual appreciation. The question that haunts everyone following this story is whether Maurice will recognize this moment as the gift it truly is, a chance to level up his relationship game with guidance from someone who has no hidden agenda other than wanting to see him succeed. Ruth's advice wasn't delivered with malice or jealousy, it came from a place of genuine concern and investment in his future happiness. The tragedy would be if he fails to see Ruth's words for what they really are, a roadmap to the kind of love and respect that creates lasting relationships. The comedy would be if he tries to dismiss or minimize advice that thousands of people recognize as pure gold wrapped in tough love packaging. The climax of this entire situation is rapidly approaching, and everyone can feel it building like storm clouds on the horizon. Maurice's next moves will determine whether this story ends with growth, redemption, and a stronger relationship, or with regret, missed opportunities, and the kind of what-if questions that haunt people for years. Sonia's patience may be infinite, but her options certainly aren't, and smart observers know that grace and dignity don't mean someone will accept disrespect forever. Ruth's advice has created a moment of truth that can't be avoided, ignored, or postponed indefinitely. The entire entertainment industry is watching, fans are holding their breath, and somewhere in the middle of it all, two people are deciding whether their love story will be one of triumph or tragedy. So what happens next? Will Maurice prove that he's man enough to receive wisdom, humble enough to make changes, and smart enough to recognize that he's been handed the keys to relationship success by someone who genuinely wants to see him win? Will Sonia's silence eventually break into words that either celebrate his growth or announce her departure? Will Ruth's investment in their future pay off, or will she have to watch another promising relationship crumble because pride got in the way of progress? The answers to these questions aren't just entertainment, they're lessons in love, growth, and the courage it takes to listen when wisdom speaks. Drop your predictions in the comments, share your own experiences with tough love advice, and let's keep this conversation going because everyone deserves to learn from Maurice's moment of truth. What would you do if you were in his shoes? What advice would you give Sonia? And have you ever had a Ruth Kadiri in your life who cared enough to tell you the hard truths you needed to hear?